Start off by setting up our cutting station. So we have a damp cloth put right to the edge of the table. We have our cutting board, a landing bowl, our chef knife or French knife, and something to cut, in my case, a potato. Let's review the parts of our knife. So first we have our grip, we have our spine, which is the top of the knife, we have the tip or point of the knife, our blade, and finally we have our heel. When we're cutting, we make sure all of our cuts are made at the back of the knife by the heel, and it's like the power of the knife. Let's begin cutting. A few things to take note of before we start is we're going to make sure that we have belly to board. We are also going to be holding our knife at a 45-degree angle, so corner to corner. And we're going to make sure we don't have murder grip. Murder grip is holding the knife like this. Our proper grip is going to be our pointer finger and our thumb, holding the top of the blade here, and our rest of our fingers are holding the grip, like that. Now, to start cutting, we're going to start by cutting a flat base on our potato or anything that we're cutting. I have already done this, and this way this makes sure that it's not sliding around when we're cutting. We use a technique called using our claw hand. Basically is just clawing onto the potato, and you're just gonna make sure that your fingers aren't getting in the way of the knife and the blade. For our first cut, we're gonna get into julienne cuts. Julienne cut is around the size of a McDonald's French fry. We're gonna have our proper grip on our 45-degree angle, and for our julienne cut, we're gonna look over top of the blade on this side and measure for our McDonald's French fry. So tip down, looking over, that's around the size, cutting with the back of the heel, and we're just gonna cut down. Now that we have a slice about the width of a McDonald's French fry, we're then gonna cut it into smaller slices. So again, looking over, measuring, and we are just going to cut like that. And there you have a nice julienne cut. Our next cut will be our slice. A slice is like a cucumber slice or potato chip slice. It's just a roughly circular cut. Our next slice is fine julienne. A fine julienne is roughly around the size of a matchstick. So to do that, we're gonna go over top, measure, point down, think matchstick. That's roughly the size of a matchstick here, like that. And then we're just gonna slice it, and again, around the size of a matchstick, just like that. Now for our mince cuts, what we're gonna do is use our fine julienne technique and cut a bunch of little fine julienne pieces. And once you have a few, you can keep them all lined up. And what mincing is cutting them into very small pieces, as small as you can get them. So notice here, I'm just going and making my cuts, and I have a bunch of little minced pieces. Our very final type of cut will be how to dice. What the dice is basically is a piece that is the size of a dice. So to do that, we're gonna look over, point down, measure roughly around the size of a dice, have our claw hand, and see, that's around the thickness of a dice. Then from there, I'm gonna go think, okay, dice again, got my claw hand, cutting with the heel, just like that. And then from there, I'm gonna cut it into smaller cubes. And you'll get dice-like pieces. Here's just a final look of all our 5 types of cuts. So we have our fine julienne like matchsticks, our julienne like McDonald's French fries, our dice pieces like a dice, our slices like a potato chip, and our minced. And to finish everything up, we'll just move everything into our landing bowl here. Just like that. And that is how you do your 5 cuts. Thanks for watching.